Perhaps someone braver than me, and far more selfless, would have used this power to fight crime or
fight
something
crime with
amazing
X-ray
like that.
vision?
I didn't have it in me.
You have X-ray vision, but you still can't fight.
I was just a teenager and trying to
You're
live
weak.
a relatively
Remember
normal
that.
life.
What's going on, everybody? It's Day of the Celebrator here, and today I'm back with another Untrue Tuesday. I'm sure everyone missed this one. I know I did. It's been a long time coming. And you know what? Let's not even go into this bullshit. Today we got 3 stories from My Story Animated. God, I haven't named that. I have not said that name in so long. It's felt like forever. But in reality, it's only been 7 months. But without any further ado, let's go and get started. You already know the drill. If you want to check out the original videos on your own, in the description below, guys. Then the first video we got is titled "I Hid Under My Parents' Bed. I Saw Everything." Now we've heard a similar title like that before. The last one, it was called "I Hid in My Crush's Locker. I Saw Everything." And in that one, it turned out that it was a story about how a girl was stalking her crush, and when she hid in her crush's locker, she found out that he was actually a stalker, and it got weird. It got real weird. It doesn't matter. We're about to see what happened when this great value Cabbage Patch glitter ass girl hid under her parents' bed, and she saw everything. Without any further ado, let's go get started. As always, the original video and original channel in the description below. Without any further ado, let's go get started. In 3, 2, 1, smash a like, play.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I discovered a shocking secret my parents have been keeping from me for years. How did I discover what was going on? Well, I hid underneath my mom and dad's bed, but that didn't work. I knew I needed to be able to see what they were doing instead of just hearing it, so I ended up changing my plan. You'll be shocked by what I managed to find out. Let me start at the beginning.
Okay.
So, my mom and dad are really well off. Dad was an analyst for a big IT company, and he was paid hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month.
Yeah, he made their money
owned a big
rain,
bakery store
baby.
that sold so many delicious cookies. They
Yeah,
truly
she got
were
them
the
hot
cutest
buns.
couple you could ever meet. But before moving on, hit that like button and subscribe.
How about you shut up?
This will let you live 10 amazing years longer. Trust me, it works.
It's a lie, don't do it. She's lying.
And I really adored them. Mom and Dad were the best, and they offered me a great life. They were super loving and kind toward me. But, well, it's kind of strange to say this, but there was something odd about them. Like they were keeping a secret that they couldn't tell me about.
She probably whispered in his ear like, "Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear," type shit, you know?
They would lock themselves up in their room at night, and I could never go in, no matter how much I asked them to in the morning. They refused to tell me what was going on in their bedroom.
Man, you already know what's going on.
My friend said that it was
type shit, man. Yo, come on. Did this girl fix her hair before she leaves the house? Why didn't she got electrocuted Home Alone 2 style? What the fuck?
His head.
normal for parents to want to be alone, but I knew there was more to it than just kissing or something icky like that. I
Are
heard
you
these
sure about that?
odd little noises at night. No matter how much I thought about it,
I think I know
never
what
could
the
figure
noise
out
was.
what was going on. It was so strange, and my curiosity grew bigger and bigger every single night.
I mean, those noises
Well,
just saw you as a kid.
I had tried asking my parents about it, but they refused to tell me about it over and over again. I decided that if they were so stubborn about it, I would have to take matters into my own hands.
Oh, no.
So after thinking about it for a while, I decided that I was going to
Why'd you have to draw this like straight line? You act like that there's booby traps and shit. Just walk a straight line from one door to the other door. Stop being so freaking extra.
sneak into my parents' bedroom before they closed the door and hide underneath their
What
bed.
are you doing?
I thought I was so clever. But soon I discovered the big fault in my plan. I could hear everything, yes, but I couldn't see a thing. If I tried to
definitely wanna
peek
see
my
a
head
thing.
from underneath the bed,
You definitely don't want
they
to see
would
a
me.
thing. It's
Sure,
a hairy
I'd hear
beast.
lots of noises, but nothing that explained what was going on. I thought that my parents were wrestling or doing something funny,
Man, how does it sound? Sound like wrestling, huh?
but I still didn't know for sure. So, after a few nights, I decided to change up my plan. Instead of hiding under their bed, I decided to hide in one of their closets.
Oh, so you can get a full view,
There is something you need to know to really understand how what happened next could occur. I rarely, if ever, stepped into my parents' room.
Stop the cap.
It was sort of forbidden, though they didn't actually say it out loud. They just locked the door whenever they weren't there, and they walked me outside whenever I went in there.
Well, yeah, because they don't want your nosy ass walking in on these two doing the hanky panky, the stanky manky and shit. You know, like look at the dad. I know that face. Like you see a little hair on his lip. I must stash you to leave because he's about to give mom that work boy.
They would distract me with other things so I wouldn't make questions about what was there. When I stepped into the closet, I realized something wasn't right. Surely my closet looked nothing like that one. There weren't any clothes hanging there, and it was really big.
That's what she said.
There were lots of pillows and some games. There were also books neatly placed on the floor. It was like a tiny room rather than a closet. That was so strange. When I was ready to begin looking around the closet, my parents stepped into the room, so I had to be super quiet and still. I peeked out the closet door and almost screamed. I couldn't believe my eyes.
This kid! Is this kid drugged?
They had a very small boy with them. It was like a little kid or something. I had never seen him before, and I didn't know I had a sibling. After all, I was supposed to be their only daughter.
Oh my god, guys, that kid doesn't even look human. Look at those eyes, dude. He looked like he saw the mom and dad go at it and couldn't make a regular face ever again.
Imagine how shocked I was.
Oh, he turned his head like a freaking alien, like, yes, mommy? God, dude.
Parents were cooing over him and treating him as well as they treat me.
This kid's
They
weird, dude.
entertained him with fun stories and fed him dinner. It was all so strange.
It's not a human kid.
I
That's
kept
a
quiet
robot or
somehow and
something.
heard them talking about the
Some
boy's
beep,
upcoming
boop, boop,
birthday.
beep type shit.
I couldn't believe it when they said the kid was actually 13 years old.
It's not a 13-year-old
He was older
kid.
than me. I didn't
That's
have
some
a younger
motherfucking
brother,
grown-ass
but a
alien
big
robot
one.
thing.
Taking a good look at him, I realized that he wasn't a little boy at all. He was just a little person instead. He really looked like a toddler. I was incredibly shocked and sat there in the big closet all night. I realized that was a room my parents had built for my brother. Apparently not the only one, since he didn't walk in there when he went to bed.
What? You're 13, you're still sleeping in the bed with your mom and dad? Like, I already know that they want to do some stuff. Like, I bet you the dad is pissed.
Since there were books and games in there, it must have been his playroom. The very next day, I confronted my parents about what I saw. They were so shocked and tried to deny it at first, but I wasn't having it.
They're like, no,
Finally, they admitted that I had an older brother, Linus, and that I couldn't let anyone
Linus?
know about him.
Man, that's how you know that. That's how you know that this kid is like an alien or something. Why would you name him after that kid from Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
He ruined my dream journal! I did not! Mr. Electric, send him to the principal's office and have him expelled!
They revealed that when they had Linus, Mom had been super worried about how he'd survive in the real world. And so they decided to homeschool him. I told them that hiding him like that was super messed up, and they looked embarrassed. It was clear that they didn't want people to
They
know
looked
about
embarrassed,
their
but they
big
still have
secret.
that same
Honestly,
stupid smiles
I don't know
on their
what
faces.
to do now.
This
I
animation
think that I
sucks.
should let someone know what's going on at my house. But
Aw,
at the same
really?
time, I don't want my parents to get in trouble. I need some advice. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Please let me know in the comments. I really do need your advice.
I really don't like how she keeps staring at me like that with those stone cold eyes. Ugh. Nah. Move on to the next one, bro. Alright, guys. Now, this next story we're checking out for share my story is called I Ate Spiders. Now I Can Shoot Webs. If this guy's name isn't Peter Parker, I'm calling this shit. I'm calling the bullshit on the story.
Hi, my name is Jim.
Jim is a grown ass man who can shoot webs out of his hands. Okay, all right.
And I can actually shoot spider webs. Let me tell you about how this all came to happen. Growing up, I was a massive superhero fanatic.
Oh, were
I watched
you?
all the movies related to them and read all the comics as well.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one was, without a doubt, Spider-Man.
Ah, of course
I thought
it was.
he was the coolest, and I always wondered what it would be like to be able to have his superpowers. I also identified so much with Peter Parker. He was a geek and had a dry sense of humor in the comics.
Nah, Peter Parker's
I loved
cool.
him so
You're
much.
a geek.
And he even had a beautiful girlfriend. I imagined being just
All the
like
things you
him
can't
in
relate to
every
him.
way and hoped I could somehow make this become a reality. But as I grew up, I began becoming truly obsessed with this idea.
Even like Batman, bro.
Is there a way to change my life around and make it all better? Make myself a real-life Spider-Man? I began to wonder, to plan different options. It took me a while to actually come up with an idea I thought could work, but eventually it came to me. What if I began eating spiders? I know how crazy it sounds, but I figured there wouldn't be anything to lose and a whole lot to win. After all,
Yeah.
if I didn't
a
get
whole lot to
superpowers,
win.
I'd simply be eating a few nasty bugs. People all
Ladybug,
over the world
you become
munch on
Ladybug
insects,
Man.
and nothing ever happens to them. So I knew it was safe enough.
Man, I would laugh
obsessed
so
enough
hard
to
if
want to
you-
try anything and
Man,
everything.
Watch
to
it become
achieve my
Ladybug
dream.
Man. Watch
So
it become
I was really determined. I
miraculous
would go
Ladybug.
outside and search for spiders at
Or
first,
snail, become
munching on
Snail Man.
every single one I found. At first, it was so disgusting, but it didn't take long to get
Jim,
used to
what
the
are you
feeling
doing,
and taste. After a while, honestly, I began kind of liking it. But honestly, between school and homework, I didn't have the time to search all over for new spiders to try. I would still grab and eat every single one I managed to find, but I knew there needed to be an easier, faster way to try new species. So I went online, and since you can basically buy anything online, I quickly found a few websites I could order spiders from.
Oh, yeah.
Boxes began arriving every few
Whole
days.
websites
and I'd eat
that
its
are
contents with
dedicated
increasing
to,
frustration.
to
Nothing was happening.
delivering spiders
It simply
in
wasn't
packages.
working. I figured maybe I should search for some sketchier providers. Maybe then I'd find the right kind of spider. One that hadn't been so well tended to in the first place.
I bet this dude is so popular in school. Like, I bet you all of his colleagues or fellow students be looking at him in the hall or out during recess, just in the grass, picking for spiders and eating them. He'd be like, yeah, that Jim right there, that's a cool guy. It's a cool guy right there.
I ordered from a handful of different sellers and kept on sampling the incoming bugs. One day, a big package arrived. It was filled with a few spiders for me to choose from, and I was surprised to see that one of them was glowing lightly. Could it be that it was radioactive, just like the one
maybe.
Peter Parker had been bitten by?
Maybe.
My heart was
Oh
racing
my
when
God.
I munched on it. But much to my disappointment, nothing happened. I was so depressed.
What is this,
I thought if
dude?
any of them had a chance of making me shoot webs, it would be this one. I went to bed and fell asleep just about ready to give up. What I didn't know at that moment was that my life was about to change forever while I slept. I woke up the next morning feeling so odd. I wasn't sure what was wrong, but I felt a tingly feeling all over my body.
I'm pretty sure that's called morning wood, bro.
I wondered if I had food poisoning or something like that from eating that glowing spider.
I'm sorry.
I rushed to the bathroom, but realized I was feeling perfectly fine, except that my skin still seemed to be tingling.
First thing you see is
So I asked
that clip
myself,
from when Peter
Maybe
Parker
it
first
worked
woke up.
after all.
Yeah. Big change.
Oh wait, we already did this joke.
Maybe I had developed superpowers after all. I tried it, moving my hand just like Spider-Man does in the movies.
Don't.
And it worked.
Oh my god,
I shot webs
dude.
forward and stuck against the wall.
What is this, dude?
I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. Finally, after weeks of eating spiders, I had reached my wildest dream. It was incredible, and I tried it several
my
times just to check if
God.
I wasn't having a dream or hallucinating. But it was true. I was really just like Spider-Man. I'll be perfectly honest, though. I'm not a hero or anything of that sort. I
Yeah,
don't fight
yeah,
crimes or use
I
my
knew that.
powers for the greater good. I'm lazy, and I don't
just like
believe in that
Spider-Man.
whole
You're not
Uncle
real.
Ben stuff. With great power comes great responsibility, he said. But I don't want to risk my life and go around saving people.
Oh, well, you're an asshole.
Mostly, I use my powers to grab stuff that's across the room from me when I'm feeling lazy and don't want to stand up, or to impress my friends.
There's no
Speaking
way.
of my friends, they
There's
really
no way
freaked
you got
out when they discovered my
you have
powers.
friends.
I told them all about my plans,
You
and
probably
they
like
mocked me about
There's no way
eating
that
spiders.
you have 3 friends.
So when I arrived at school,
Probably got like
I
half a
told them
friend.
that I had gained superpowers. They laughed at me all over again. Of course, they didn't believe me. So I told them I'd show them after classes were over since I didn't want anyone discovering my powers. They were super skeptical and agreed to go to my
Why?
house after school was over just to prove I
Just
wasn't
like
lying.
no,
Imagine their surprise.
You're not
when
like
after
Spider-Man,
locking the door to my
because
room, I
you don't
turned
gotta
around
hide
and
your,
shot a
your
web from
powers
my
because
wrist.
because you're not
It
Spider-Man.
was so cool to prove
No
them
one's
all
gonna
wrong.
no one's gonna
My
like
friends
rat
kept
you out
asking
and,
me to use
and
my
try to
powers
hunt
to
you
help
and your
them
family
out.
down.
And sometimes I agreed. They are my friends after all, even if
No,
they
they're
didn't
not.
believe in me at first.
No, they're not.
Thanks for watching. What superpowers would you have if you could pick and choose? Leave
Oh,
a
shut
comment
the
and
hell
tell us
up.
all about it.
What the
And
hell?
don't forget to subscribe and check out the
What
other
did
videos
I
on the channel.
watch? Alright guys, now this last video will be checked out from my story anime, you know, my story, or I just realized that it's actually called Storytime Animated now. I'm a fucking dumbass, but anyway, whatever. From last video from Storytime Animated, it's called, it's another superpower one. It's called I Have X-Ray Vision, My Amazing Life. ¿Qué pasa?
I have X-ray vision. Hi, my name is Barry, and I have X-ray
Barry?
vision.
Barry
It
Allen?
must sound absolutely crazy to you all, and I can imagine you probably don't believe me, but hear me out. I was a completely normal boy before this happened. I didn't get bitten by a spider or exposed to strange chemicals or
Well, you know, because that spider got eaten by a guy named Jim.
anything of the sort. I just woke up one morning and suddenly something seemed odd. I didn't comprehend what was going on at first since I was still sleepy. I could
just
see
woke
the street
up
just outside
like
my
that?
house, and it seemed so odd
This kind of
since
reminds me
there
of
was always a wall
that
there.
one story.
It wasn't like I
where
was
the
looking
guy
at the window. I
was
blinked
slowly
several
turned into a
times,
gorilla.
but I still could see the street.
He
When I
woke up
rubbed
and
my
he thought
eyes
that his
and
head
looked
turned
again,
into a gorilla
the
head.
wall was there once more. I figured I must have been dreaming
I love that
and
kid.
woken up
I wonder what
just
he's doing right
after
now.
it, like one of those hyper-realistic
Probably
dreams,
throwing his
you know?
own shit at people.
So I went to
Who
the
knows?
bathroom and took a shower. But it
Yo, what
happened
the
again.
fuck? This dude got like 4 abs, or does he have 4 boobs? Those look like some 4 big ass titties. What the hell?
I could see my house's backyard instead of the wall. I completely
This man got
freaked out
4
and
boobs.
jumped out of the shower.
He needs
Could this
2
be
bras.
possible? I dried off and got dressed in a rush and ran outside. I squinted my eyes and looked around. Much to my surprise, I could easily see through everything I wanted to. I could switch back to my normal vision and then to the X-ray one with
Wait,
increasing ease.
So activated and
amazing.
deactivated.
I
You're like,
could barely believe what was going on, but I knew now that I wasn't dreaming and that this was really happening. Everything changed for me that day, as you might imagine. I knew better than to tell people about my powers. Some would think I was insane, and others might be freaked out. What if the government tried to catch me and do experiments on me or something like that? I kept my mouth shut and carried on with my life as if nothing was amiss. But to me, everything was different. I could see through walls, through desks and papers and even
Oh, yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
Being a teenager, you can imagine how much
Teenage
fun
boy,
I had
so he's
with
definitely
that
gonna use his powers for
particular
good.
ability. You'd be surprised by how many people go around without any underwear underneath their clothes. I certainly didn't expect it to be so mainstream. Perhaps someone braver than me, and far more selfless, would have used this power to fight
how do
crime
you
or
fight
something
crime with
amazing
X-ray
like that.
vision?
I didn't have it in me.
You have X-ray vision,
I
but you
was
still
just
can't
a
fight.
teenager and trying to
You're
live a
weak.
relatively
Remember
normal
that.
life, with all the perks having X-ray vision granted me. I didn't even tell my parents about it, even if I was tempted to from time to time. I didn't know how they'd react, but I had so many questions. I would have given anything for some sound advice, but decided it was best to keep it to myself. When it came to hide and seek, no one could beat me. I'd find people within seconds and amaze my friends with my abilities. I also began pretending to be psychic at school and guessed the cards my classmates picked. It became a fun little trick, and I even earned some money out of it. as some of them decided to bet I
Honestly,
couldn't keep guessing
This
right.
is what I would do when
That
if
gave me
I
an
had these
idea.
powers.
As soon as I was old enough to visit a casino, I began making a massive fortune. I wasn't silly enough to win every single game, as that would get me all kinds of negative attention and I didn't want to be accused of
Why?
cheating. But I'd win when I placed
They'd have
big
no-
bets
they'd have
and ended
no way
up
of proving
becoming
it.
a millionaire at a really young age. I bought my folks a retirement house for them to relax instead of working so hard, and they were really grateful. My parents gave me the best possible childhood, and I wanted to repay them for everything they had done to me. I gave my dad a new car and my mom a trip to Paris. They were
All they did was
ecstatic
the Eiffel
but
Tower.
hesitant to accept my
I was
gifts.
like, damn, dude.
They didn't want me
Extra vision
throwing my
better like
money
that?
away. They protested. In the end, though, I convinced them to enjoy the gifts. Finally, I decided I couldn't keep the secret from the world any longer, so I called some of my best friends to my home and sat them down. I explained everything to them, how I had woken up one day and discovered I had X-ray vision, how I cheated casinos
If I was
during
friends,
poker
I'd be
games.
like, boy,
They
if you
didn't
don't get out here
believe
with
me
that
at first,
bullshit.
of course. I expected them to be skeptical, so I showed them I wasn't lying. I asked one of my friends to go into the bathroom and to write random words in a piece of paper. I activated my
Misspell words
X-ray
too?
vision and read everything he wrote. They checked for cameras, believing I was pulling a prank on them. Eventually, I told them the exact color of their underwear, since that couldn't be seen with any camera I might have installed around the house. They were in
That's fair.
absolute awe and began asking all sorts of questions. We spent hours talking about how it was possible and everything I could do in the future with my powers, but I also made them promise never to tell anyone about it. I trusted them completely, so I know my secret is safe. Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I revealing my story if it's such a big secret? Well, as you might have guessed, my name isn't really Barry. It's a random name I selected. I'm making this video to discover if there are
What?
other people like me out there. People who have
Okay,
X-ray
so
vision or maybe
this dude's-
other powers. I'm sure we'll
this
be
dude's
able
trying
to
to
find
assemble
each
his own
other even if
X-Men.
I
He's trying to
haven't
be like
revealed my
Professor
real
X.
identity. Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
What
people are
powers would
really
you
just telling
choose
you the
if you were
truth in YouTube
granted
comments,
only
bro.
one?
Oh
Let
my
us know in the
god.
comments. Don't forget to subscribe and
This guy
check
gets
out the
X-ray-
other
this guy
videos
got
on the
X-ray
channel.
vision, but he doesn't have a brain. Perfect. Great. Bonus story? Man, I'm so sick of these
Hi,
bonus stories.
my name is Jason,
Whatever.
and this is the story of how I went from
Better be
broke
good.
to rich. It doesn't
Broke to
begin as a
rich.
happy story, but thanks to my parents' efforts and a few
Oh no,
wise
this is boring.
investments,
This is boring.
I was
Cut this. Cut that. Cut. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up on today's Untrue Tuesday number 15. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought. If you guys want me to react to any more of these true animated stories, let me know in the comments below, and I might just react to it. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.